Hello, I'm Tim Beggins, president of Elk Trading Company. In this, the natural gas weekly recap, natural gas prices are up just slightly today for the spot November contract. We're currently trading at 295.30, up 1.5 cents or 0.54%. As you can see here on the daily chart with barchart.com, we've got our 13 and 48 period moving averages here, the exponential period moving averages. And the RSI has not made a new low. Look at the price. The price has made new lows back in August 25th. And then again, a month later, it's September 23rd. We've made a new price low, but the RSI is not making new lows here. So right now we're looking at, and we're talking about here the August low. We're not making a new low on the RSI. It is overdue for a potential little bounce here as an oversold condition right now. So let's turn to the hourly chart. And as you can see, we're below the daily pivot here, which came in at 297.60. We're currently holding above the first support level, which is at 288.40, and then secondary support at 283.10. But right now, we're looking at possibly getting back toward that pivot at 297.60 because the RSI has turned positive and is moving higher, as you can see on the hourly chart. So let's turn to the EIA storage report, which came out yesterday on Wednesday, Thursday. I'm getting my dates all wrong. And it came in at plus 80, which was exactly what we had the prior week. So we're currently sitting at 3.721 TCF in the ground here. We've got a few more weeks left, another 3 or 4 weeks before storage injection should start to slow or stop. And we're hoping that we might get some winter weather. So what caused the 80 when we were looking at for 84 to 87? Well, the US nuclear outages are high. As you can see here on the chart from the EIA, we're at 22.8 gigawatts. That's a new 5-year high average. And as you can see right now, we peak out in the next few weeks here and then start to bring those power plants back online, ready for winter. So what is it all doing to the front to back spreads? Well, the front to back spread is actually coming in up, down 2.4 cents now, or 2.63%. As you can see, we're too far above the 13 period exponential moving average. So therefore, it's going to act like a magnet. And where does that average come in? It comes in just around 80 cents. Now, that will increase over time as we get closer and closer to that moving average, but it is currently right now overbought and looking for a correction. And when we get too far away from that 13 period exponential moving average, we tend to correct down toward the 48 period moving average, which comes in around 65.6 cents today. So that will also increase over time. So it looks like it's a little bit overbought. We're looking for the market to start to move up in the front, so that will bring these front to back spreads down. Now, what is going on in the longer term picture? This is WTI. Excuse me, let me take this off here. And this is running here against these lows we picked up in April and again back in May. So we're right now very, very weak in crude oil. The RSI is still pointing lower at this time, but this means we probably will be starting to lose some associated gas out of the Permian region. So this is long-term bullish for natural gas. So we'll keep a careful eye on crude oil because that tells us we may start to lose our most important source of natural gas. And here's the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. This is what's been putting pressure on the board. As you can see, above normal temperatures here in New England and the upper Midwest, with normal temperatures along the coast, along the southeast, and of course the west coast. But what else came out? It came out yesterday, and that is the seasonal temperature outlook for November, December, and January. So this means the first half of winter, and it looks warm. It's really above normal in the desert Southwest and above normal in New England. So this means that we've got really no hope here for any long-term upside in natural gas until we get some cooler weather. So let's hope that this La Nina conditions that we have right now start to turn over to the ENSO neutral phase, which may allow some more cooler temperatures up here in the upper Midwest to dive down into sort of the mid-Atlantic states and the Southeast. We really need some help here from Old Man Winter. Let's turn to the tropics, which are going to really start to exit as we end the season here soon. But we have got two areas where we're monitoring. One is just to the north of Bermuda, which is a low pressure system, and that is possibly going to develop over the next few days, but then it's just going to ebb out. And as you can see, the mid-Atlantic still firing up. This storm system is pushing into the Caribbean, and that's where some very warm temperatures are. We've got a very good chance at possible development here. And look at the tropical cyclone heat potential, very, very high, just south of Cuba. As you can see, also here, parts of that's really off of, I think it's Suriname in South America. And that's helping fuel that potential system and push it further to the west. So let's keep a careful eye on that. And this is that activity we're seeing here in the mid-Atlantic. It's fired up pretty heavily here. And also too, let's take a look at that Yucatan Peninsula, and there's some activity there. So we're going to keep a careful eye on this area of the water because that's where we have the best chance of tropical activity. And here's the other really big long-term picture story, and that's the drought. The drought, we've been watching this for the desert Southwest and parts of Texas, but look what else is developing. Some extreme drought temperatures here in Indiana, Ohio, and Illinois, and also New England, as parts of Southeast as well have some pockets of extreme drought. Why? We just haven't gotten the tropical activity, not in Texas, not in the East Coast. So we're dry, and here's La Nina. So that means we're going to continue to watch this very carefully. There are stories here coming out of the Wall Street Journal about water and Corpus Christi in particular. That's down here in South Texas. So we're going to keep a careful eye on some of that drought conditions and how it may affect industry going forward. Let's turn to our oil and gas E&P sector. These are stocks between $2 and $10 billion and have a high short float, over 10%. And for the 1 week, well, Civitas is really down 6.58%, followed by CRK, Comstock Resources. And now Murphy is now positive on the week, up 1.98%. Had been down pretty hard, so this is probably just a dead cat bounce. CNX down only 0.33%. That's a natural gas producer in the, call it the Marcellus, and that is looking to serve data centers in that Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio area. So staying close to home, where CRK, Comstock Resources, is sending gas to LNG facilities along the U.S. Gulf Coast around the Texas-Louisiana border. So recapping again, currently for the spot November contract, we're currently trading at 295.10, up 1.3 cents or 0.44%. Looks like we have a potential here for a bounce here for possibly a few days before possibly heading lower once again. We really need some help from Old Man Winter, and right now the weather forecasts remain warm. So let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for listening. We'll see you soon.